Good afternoon, EKMOI partners. This is Mazure Young, founder of the Esther Kai Kai Memorial Outreach. Today is November 2nd, 2024. I'm right here on the grounds of EKMOI. It is a beautiful sunny day, and I wanted to take a moment to give you a recap of everything that has been done since I arrived here, I think exactly around the end of July, first week of August. The purpose of me coming back after going to the States in May was because we were renting a home, and the owner called me right after I got to the state that he needed his property. So granted, I had to come back to Sierra Leone to move the children from the orphanage, from the rental property onto the orphanage. Here are a few things that was not in the cards but had to get done. Let me draw your attention to the road. You can see how muddy it is. This place was so overgrown with just trees and everything, so clearly I had to clear the land before bringing the kids here because this place is like full of snakes. We killed about 3 snakes, so before I could get the kids to this building, we had to clear the land. As you can see, it's growing, the grass is growing all over again, as if it was never touched. So I hired a machine to do the job. Look at the front yard. This is what was left for us at the entrance. They really did not do a great job. So now even getting into this property is a whole lot of problems. But nevertheless, we took 3 days to clear this property, and they worked all the way to the top of the hill and created a pathway. So the good thing about all of this is I'm going to have a pole which would help us with internet access. We will be fast for us to get on the internet. It will be placed, it actually was placed by a company called Orange. So that is a huge blessing for us. The children will be able to have better communication with us when we're in the States. They'll be able to go online and do their homework without any problems. But I want to show you everything that we were able to accomplish during my time here. First and foremost, we had to move them. But I came in the in the very, very busy time of the year, which is the heaviest of our rainy season. So I had to wait over 2 months to even get vehicle to move us here. And as we were moving, we got stuck in this mud. The truck was stuck for well over 7 hours, and before we finally got the truck in. So I want to walk you inside and show you some of the things that we were able to do. This is the biggest the second largest project was clearing acres of land. But over the period of time, it is growing again. So we'll have to do something to the exterior to make sure the kids can at least have access to come out here and play ball, even though we have vast land inside. But from time to time, they come to play ball, and they have a garden where we have several gardens that they've actually invested a lot of time to grow their own potato leaves, cassava leaves, yams, pepper, cucumbers, just a host of things. So we are really, really enjoying everything that God has provided for us. I want to take you inside and show you the outside bathroom that we had to build, because we still have issues with our plumbing. So I'm going to take you inside and show you that, and show you other areas inside of the building. All right, so I'm now here where we built our outside bathrooms because of the problems we're having with our plumbing. I did not want us to do anything that will disturb or cause more problems, so we decided to erect a little building in the back. We have 3 toilets and 2 showers, which is not even enough because we have a whole lot. We have 16 boys and the rest are girls. So the girls could manage, because it's only 6 of them, they can manage the 1 toilet and shower, but it's been very difficult for the boys. So what we are doing, we have a space in the back of this building that we're going to put a wall so they can have an additional area to shower. So just to see what we did, we used the remaining tiles that we had for the interior to tile the outside as well as the inside of the showers and the toilets. And we use the zinc from the roof. The remaining zinc is what we use with the boards to make doors, so we didn't have to go buy doors, because these are just temporary. And what we'll do after we're done here, we will give this space to the workers. This will be their permanent space. So here's the shower. This is the girls' shower, and it is functioning well. We still have the window to finish, and this is the girls' toilet, which this is like the smallest, shortest toilet I've ever seen in my life, but it's one of the locally made toilets. So we did not want to invest a whole lot of money, but we wanted to make sure they had something that was comfortable for them to use. So here it is, the tile, and we've painted. Every room has a door. And then let me draw your attention to the roof. We did of course, we roofed the outside toilet. We also did replace the roof on the goats' space. We have a large space for the goats, and this is where they sleep. And we're also going to use the same broken tiles to get this place really well taken care of. This little space to the left of me is where our chickens sleep. We have lots of chickens, and this is their home. And we will have enough to have over 100 or more chickens. And in this space, which is also being roofed, is the space that we use as our store. We do a whole lot of projects out here. As you can see, we still have a whole lot of projects to do. So all of the things we use for our construction project will be stored here, so it doesn't have to go inside the building where the children live. And this unfinished building, the back of this building that you're looking at, is where we're gonna have our generator when it's finished, and there's gonna be a permanent flush toilet like we have in the States. This would be the kids' actual outside bathroom, and this toilet that I just showed you will be the bathroom that will be used for the staff. So this took a lot of time to get it done because we were working in the rain, as I said earlier, and so everything is moving rather fast, but we made progress. And these are our local way of hanging clothes. We have a space for the children to eventually be able to do their laundry and a place for them to hang their clothes. But I quickly realized the space that we have, actually, Brima, let's show it. This is the space right here that we have designated for laundry, but I quickly realized it is not gonna be enough space for them. So we will still have to do the local thing, which is hanging their clothes out on the line. And we launder on Saturdays. Today's a Saturday. So the clothes are drying very, very fast, and we'll take them inside, and ironing is Sunday. So I want to take you inside and show you a couple of things that we had to do, because like I said, this was not in the cards. We were not thinking about moving the kids here so quickly, but because the owner needed his home, I had to bring the kids and make some adjustments so they will be able to live here. And even though it's unfinished, but we made some spaces finished enough for them to be able to live and enjoy the space. So let me take you inside and show you what we've done in there. Okay, we're now on the inside. I wanted to highlight a few things. We had to create temporary doors because we don't have our doors yet. I've not ordered any doors yet because we still have some to raise funds for that. So we use some of the woods that we have to create a closed entrance out here. So at night we get to lock this place, as well as our store, which also has a temporary door, just to contain things a little bit. And now you see these black curtains. I had to also create some sleeping spaces for the boys, because the girls are at the lower level, which is actually the boys' level. But for now, the girls are there, and the boys are on the main floor, and they're using two of the spaces. So this is what we did. We bought fabric, and we made some compartments for them to have some private spaces for themselves. And because we had started some of our electrical, we're able to use our generator from time to time because you could tell we don't have light out here. So we use our generator, and the goal is for me to come back with solar because we are in desperate need of light. We're in the middle of nowhere and there is no electricity here. And it's going to be probably a few years before the government lights even get here. So I have to make a real plan to have the kids be sustained with, as far as electricity, without relying on the government. So this is just to show you like I said earlier, sleeping areas. We have our freezers here, and when we turn on the generator, which is not every day, but we get to keep the food cold enough so it doesn't spoil. And drawing your attention up, you can see that we still don't have our ceiling complete yet, and that is because the roof still leaks and they just cannot figure out how to fix this problem. So if you're watching and you have an idea of what we can do to fix the leak from a zinc roof, I would be so glad to know how we can do that. So we need to get some help on that. So I'm gonna let's walk ourselves to the outside. But another thing we did was to reinforce all of the guards. We realized that the locks were faulty. These locks were faulty. What I discovered when I came back was one key would open all of the locks. Can you imagine that? And it wasn't that way when we purchased it because we tried the locks, but over time, it became that way. So I had to change every single locker, they call it here, on every door, the main entrances, all of the guards, the gates, everything has been secured. So no one can penetrate this building with this heavy, heavy, heavy door. We are actually supposed to have another door right here, which would be the main entrance. If someone walks in, there will be a door here that separates them from the children. This would be the receptionist area, which we are currently using as a bedroom for some of the boys. And over is another room, which should have been another special area. I can't even remember my spaces right now. But that room is also being used right now as the space for the boys to sleep. This is my office, will be once it's done. And we are using it right now just as a catch-all room. And then we have replaced all of the, the meshes. Now we have green meshes because these are stronger. What we had at first was white meshes and they were just not working for us. So we called the company to replace them, and these are what we have now. Much better. Keep malaria and all these things away so we can have the place enclosed. So let me step outside, and I have a list here. I don't want to leave anything out. I want to talk about everything that needs to happen in the next 6 months, really. Prima, let's walk our way outside. Okay, so we've replaced all of the guards. Let me talk about one of the most important matters right now, which is transportation. We did not intend, like I said, to move the kids here. They were at a walking distance from school. But because we moved here, which is a 20 minutes drive, we only have this car. And my other car back there, which is broken, this one just got fixed. And it makes no sense. There's no way we can get the kids to school in this. What I've had to do is wake them up at 4:30. I take the first set of kids at 6:30, come back and pick up the others so they can all be at school at 7. That is not harder on them alone, it's harder on myself to do this. So we need transportation. The two top priorities we have right now is light, solar, and transportation for the kids. What we've been doing in the meantime, we rented a bus. That was a disaster. They were never on time to pick up the kids. After I stopped, I said, let me rent a bus. And they would pick them up. In the morning, they were supposed to pick them up at 7. Sometimes they will not be picked up till 8:30. The most critical that happened recently was they were supposed to have an exam. The principal had to hold the entire school to wait for us to get there, and the kids didn't get there till 9 o'clock. They were generous enough to wait for all of my kids to get there before the whole school could have their exams done, and that's the favor of God. We cannot continue like that, so I rented a bus. The first bus did not work out, so we went to a second bus that just started the 1st, yesterday, November 1st. So far, so good. Today's Saturday, and they will reconvene with transportation on Monday. So just to give you a few things, let me go in my phone to tell you where we are. We need the transportation as quickly as we can get it. We need solar for light. We need our roof fixed. We have to have doors for much better protection. We are grateful that we have this huge fence that keeps us safe. We know God is with us, but just the natural protection, we have this huge fence. We have gates that are tall, and we have locks on them, so no one can penetrate the building, and we also have a security guard that is in the building, so the kids are safe. We are closing all of the entrances. The only place that needs to be secure right now is the bottom of this gate. Once this is done, nothing can really, little critters or snakes cannot enter this building. So that is the next thing. Now, let me give you some good news. 96% of all of our kids are in private school. Amazing. It's a great school. The children are really learning. We have come so far. They struggled because their foundation was weak. There's no way to say that. Their foundation was extremely weak. Where we now have like kids in 9th grade are really still reading at a very low grade level. So we are doing our best to bring them up. When they started their private school last year, we knew a lot of them would repeat because they didn't have a strong foundation. But we knew they needed that foundation to help them move into the next phase of their learning and growing. So, as I said earlier, 96% of our children are in private schools, but the tuition increased by 35%. So that's expensive for sure, but it's worth it. We need to do that so they can have a better education. There's a lot of fundraising that has to happen when I get back. There's no other way to put it. We are still looking at a lot of money that we need to raise in order for us to be able to get these kids continuing in the schools they're in, getting us a bus that can feed 40 to 50 children, because we not only have to think about the children, we have to think about the staff, ourselves, the people that are going to work with them. We have to think about our light system. We have to think about the doors that we need. The ground, look at the ground. We have to take care of the grounds. Everything has to be taken care of. We also have to add additional staffing, because now we have a female and a male that are working with the kids, and we have 2 other people, one guy who is really not here, we're going to have him replaced, and the security guard. And we have other properties that we have to secure. We have people that are watching those properties. So we have to pay staff, we have to take care of food, children are eating like crazy. We have to get someone who is going to tutor them so they can get better with their education. The older kids are helping, but we still need much help. So these are some of the things that we need addressed, and I'm really pleading to all of our partners, friends, family, whoever get to watch this video. We still need over $500,000 to get us to a place where everything on this property and the grounds has been accomplished, and money set aside for feeding and for staff, to pay our staff. Every time Elgin and I travel, most of what we do comes from our own personal finances. And I know that's not the way God wants this to be. This ministry is supposed to support itself. But I can tell you that right now, Elgin and I are the greatest supporters of the ministry financially, the biggest supporters to make sure the kids have what they need. But we are just reaching out to anyone. If you are not in a position to help us, but you know someone who is able to help us with some of these needs, whether it's a bus, solar system, or just finances for the grounds, doors, windows, clothing items, shoes, we have so many needs. We are appealing to you to do everything that you can to help us. Let me see. It has not been an easy ordeal moving from a rental home where we had light, the kids were thriving, into an unfinished building. To them, it's fun. They are having a blast. They don't see the things that I'm concerned about, and I'm grateful to God for that. They are really having a blessed time here. Where the biggest challenge I would say that we have here has to do with the leaks. The roof is leaking really, really bad, and that has to be addressed. Thank God we are towards the end of the rainy season, and rightfully that would have been the time to take care of the problem, but we were not able to accomplish it all. So this is everything that has happened since I've been here. I'm going to go to one or two of the gardens and just show you some of the things the kids have grown. I look forward to the support, and I pray by the grace of God that everything that I've outlined will be addressed and the kids will have what they need to go to their next level. May God bless you that have been there with us, the church family, Solid Rock of Atlanta, friends, my husband Elgin, all the people that are in our little circles, and those that are just sending to us because someone mentioned this ministry. May God bless you for what you're doing for us. May it go back into your own future and the future of your children. And I pray that you all have an amazing, amazing time. I know we're getting ready for the election year in U.S. in a few days. Remember that God is our source. It's not about who is the president. We are grateful for our president, but let's rely on the Lord. He is the source. And it doesn't matter who wins. What matters is that we know who is the King of the world. Jesus is our Lord and Savior. And as long as He reigns, we live. And we know He lives, so we reign. Thank you. God bless you. All right, I'm here at one of many of our little gardens. And Rama, is this the one that I planted?
Yes, ma'am.
This is my own hands planted these cassava leaves, the potato leaves. Oh, there they are. These are potatoes under these things, these vines. So we have cassava leaves, potato leaves. I planted this heap, and these are the other heaps that we have set for the kids to actually plant some more things. They are very busy with school. We call this locally crane, but these, I think it's called jute leaf in the States, if I'm not mistaken. In the frozen section, you'll find it jute leaf. So these are things we eat all the time. Cassava leaves, potato leaves, crane, greens. See, this literally can feed our family. Look at that. All of this. Whew, this thing smells so bad. All of this is what we are going to use for the next few months. And look, in the middle of all of that bush is rice that the kids planted. And so we have rice there, we have cassava leaves, we have bushes. You have already started harvesting, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So the harvest has already started. So I cannot go I am not brave enough to go into the forest of where the kids have things planted. They've always done farming even when they lived with their relatives. So they are not afraid of snakes or go in the bush, but I'm a mom and I use caution and I do things that I know is safe for them. This is something they've done since they were little. So it is very natural for them to come here and take part in growing their own foods. All of this is possible because of you guys. The kids have confidence. They know that they can do whatever they set their minds to. One of the things I'm so impressed with when I think about growing things, I think about how they are growing. Every single day they have to spend 2 hours learning and 1 hour spending time in the Word. One of the kids spends time studying and reads 5 verses and explain it to the rest of the group. And so our babies are literally growing like, most people say like weeds, but for me like cassava leaves. They are growing and getting spiritual nourishment, they're getting natural nourishment, they're growing in the integrity of God, and I'm grateful that I get to see this happen, and I know I will continue to see all of the good things that God has for them. They're growing from young girls and young boys to men and women of God. So thank you guys for all you do for them. I know that I'm going to have many, many more great videos to show you what the Lord is doing in their lives. God bless.